Let's talk about mortgage servicing. What is a mortgage servicer? What does it mean? What does it mean to you? And ultimately, just kind of the bad news that comes with this video. So, long story short, and I'll tell you why it's bad news. Mortgage servicers are the companies you make your mortgage payment to every month. Realize that a mortgage servicer may not actually own your mortgage. They may not necessarily hold your mortgage, air quotes there, right? But it's just who you make your mortgage payments to. They are servicing the mortgage. So understand, just to be very, very clear, you can be like, well, I hate so-and-so, they stink. Well, guess what? Sometimes it may not even be a real mortgage company. It just may be what's called a subservicer, meaning a company that just hires these employees to help take care and service the mortgage. So what does it mean? And why do they do that? So a mortgage servicer hires the individuals that you talk to on the phone, you call up and have questions. They manage them, they run them, they have managers, they have bosses. I mean, these are companies, right? They also pay for the technology to manage all this stuff. They have to deal with all the money coming in and out and doing all this work. And I'll tell you that an industry that it blows my mind that it's not a better industry. I'll just say it right now and comment, subscribe. And if you own a mortgage servicing company, feel free to call me and tell me why. But I don't understand why it's so difficult. So if you're watching this, like my mortgage servicer sucks. Yeah, take a number. They all suck. And I'll admit that I've worked at a lot of different companies. I've worked at banks. I've worked at retail loan officers. I've worked at retail mortgage lenders. I've worked, I've literally worked for companies where we are the top 10 in the country in mortgage servicing, sometimes even the top 3. Like our companies are big and they do a lot of great work and they do a lot of fantastic mortgages. The problem is the servicing side can stink. And my only guess to this is because it's probably really hard, I'm guessing, to find a good quality employee when you're trying to keep costs low. You're probably not paying well and you're getting people that get a job, not a career. And it's probably a lot of turnover. It's probably really tough. There's a lot of moving parts. The mortgage industry constantly changes. So certainly there's governmental compliance things they have to do. And, what you could do this year is different than next, and the technology. So I imagine that's what makes it difficult, but it really doesn't seem like it should be that hard. If somebody's giving you money, it's, this much goes to principal, this much goes to interest, this much goes to taxes and insurance, all that stuff. You'd think they'd be able to divide that up pretty easily based on just numbers in the system. I'm just telling you, it's tough. So the point to say, who you make your check to each month is the mortgage servicer. Who actually holds the mortgage is another story. Sometimes it might be the same company. Like, let's just pick Big Bank X. If you pick Big Bank X, yeah, they might hold the mortgage, but truthfully, they may not. They may have sold the mortgage to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Ginnie Mae. They may have sold it to some Wall Street hedge fund. Like, you don't know who owns it just based on who you make your checks to. That's just the servicing component. So realize that all mortgage servicers stink. I'm sorry if you're watching this, but how do I fix it? You can't change it. Like, unless the servicer wants, to sell your loan and let somebody else service it, you're going to be serviced by that. And even companies that say, oh, we keep our servicing, they might until they don't. I've been at companies where we kept the servicing for years. And then all of a sudden something happens, whether it became really lucrative to sell it. Maybe they wanted to go acquire a new company, whether they just wanted to reduce their risk. Maybe they thought the values were so high, they needed to sell the servicing values before they go lower. There's a whole bunch of reasons why they might sell. So no company that I know of is going to promise you, we always keep your mortgage. It's going to say, we'll keep it until we don't. So I'm sorry. This is probably, I don't know how long this video is, but it's long enough to say, like, hopefully by now you got the point. Call us if you have questions, but even I can't do anything outside of just say, hey, call the servicing department. Good luck. It's not a whole lot we can do because there's a very big wall, because these are kind of just different animals and different beasts. So that's what a mortgage servicer is. Again, I'm sorry I don't have better, it's not a better video. I knew it wasn't going to be a great one. Again, if you guys have questions about how to set up your auto draft, how to do a recast, how to request like escrows not being collected, like those are all things you got to ask your mortgage servicer. You got to ask them, like, hey, what if I want to add somebody to title or take somebody off? Again, they'll ultimately either try to help you or send you to somebody else, but check out those questions. We'll put links down below for them to say, like, how do you do it, and give you our 2 cents of what you think. And as always, if you do have questions, call us. If nothing else, we'll shake our fists in the air with you and say, darn that servicer, whether it's us or somebody else. But thanks for watching. Not the most upbeat video. Reach out to us if you have questions. And as always, when you think mortgage, think Mark.